Oh, damn it. I've forgotten something. Relatively critical. Not insurmountably critical. I can fix this. There's time yet. More or less. Greetings in chat, Nexus Hunter. Okay, everything seems to be working. Greetings in chat. K-Shoal, and quite likely K-Shoal. Possibly also K-Shoal. I have chosen the starting SCP on this one, but I believe I owe you your suggestion from last time, K-Shoal. At this point, I must regrettably confess, I forgot to write it down entirely. So, if you happen to recall it, please go with that chat, and we'll move straight to that after we finished with SCP-7078, which I think will be well received. And for you early birds, I will also... SCP-8923. I'll go ahead and zoom that out. Today's raffle, once again provided by 1. Exodus, is my time at Sandrock. A game that if Haven should pop up for, they can personally vouch for as a cutesy exploration social drama thing. I don't know, I'd replay it myself. Call me boring, there's not generic violence in it that I'm aware of. Apparently it's a simulation of going on some manner of vacation. I really wouldn't know. 8923 has been loaded after 7078, which I think will be very well received. For my next trick, I try to complete all the promotion I should be doing. Excuse me. It's always embarrassing when someone manages to choke on one's own spit. Just terribly embarrassing. "58, are you ready?" There always is. There always is. Excuse me. For those of you who watched the last experiment, I'm sorry. Greeting in chat, Shrubby 1989. As with most SCP reads, if anyone feels inclined to pop in and read their lines, some lines, they're welcome to do so. With, naturally, some self-aware consideration for one's audio quality, which I believe you all know what that should be. Primarily intelligible. I require intelligibility. No one can confirm my eyes have ever twitched. It is pure speculation. Among the purest. We are 13 minutes from live, and I'm almost certain I've done everything I really should. Which means I'm probably getting something critical, but probably not that critical. No, You know, as long as you're not on camera, Shrubby 1989, strictly speaking, pants are optional for you lot. For me, absolutely necessary. Even though I don't think I'll be compelled to stamp at any point. It's really beyond question. I've proven it enough times. Or it should be beyond question, but there's always that one person who will insist on question regardless, and that's fine. I require no blind obedience. Matter of principle, fair enough then. I suppose it's like wearing socks. Just feels weird to wear the boots out in public if you don't have socks underneath. Are you the only person who knows? If you're not wearing socks under your boots. But somehow it just feels very wrong. Not that I've done that in a very long time. For that very reason. It wasn't by plan. For reasons I had to remove the socks I had at the time, but didn't have a replacement handy. We don't need to get into it. We are 10 minutes from live. When inclined to join the stream, please pop into the green room, and I will bring you in here. But until we go live, no one can hear you but me. I mean, I could technically invite someone in the green room, bring into the chat with me, while simultaneously reporting to everyone listening that you're saying terrible things that you're not saying. For which your denials when we go properly live may very well sound insufficiently convincing. Not that I would do such a thing without you signing on as part of a gag. But I could, you don't know. I'm just some internet weirdo. Oh, I'm being asked a question. Welcome, unheard person also reading the SCP file with me, Shrubby. How very dare you, sir! In any case, you're just fine, although I think I need to raise your volume just to be really safe. For the audience's sake, he actually was very polite and just said greetings and nothing offensive whatsoever. I'm being asked to read a story. Well, I like reading stories. This could be just fine. If you're asking me to do that live now, though, that probably wouldn't work out. Seems like something requires more planning. Or is he asking me to read them and then give him recordings of reading them so we can put my voice to... I wouldn't necessarily be opposed. Thank you, although my laughter's not really evil. Greetings in chat. Real Metro. You know, wearing my boots without socks didn't hurt my feet that much, but it did hurt my pride. Oh, right, it's a big question, Shrubby. You would like to perhaps have the link so you can read along. I can send it to you momentarily. We have two selected in advance, because K-Show did have a request last time that I didn't get around to, because Snoopy S100 ambushed me with the FCP equivalent of the Barbie movie, which put me into quite a bit of overtime, but it was entirely worth it, because they thought it was a... You know, I can't I can't articulate it properly. If you're curious, you should probably just watch last week's SCP read. No, plenty of perfectly intelligible words, then strung together unintelligibly, reminding me largely of how many people are... No, it was a collaborative effort, I could tell by a lot of the SCP Wiki staff, because half of their Mary Sues were involved in it. And it was politically themed, and ostensibly would make Orange Badman really, really angry. Only, I don't think for a second, no, I think they would laugh almost as hard as I did. Oh, I'm sure there's some absolute political tribal numpty who did get offended, but not enough. How dare we not care? Yeah, I still like South Park, and I'm a fan of Trey Parker and Matt Stone, even if they should be terribly wrong about something. One thing they never failed to get right, though, is free speech. Not that I'm aware of. I mean, if Trey Parker and Matt Stone have ever come out against comedy, that would be very disappointing, but I would need someone to show me some sort of objective proof it wasn't a joke. Because I could see them doing that as a jest, just to mess with everyone. Great guys. We are 3 minutes from live. Wait a second, I might be able to enable you to hear 58. This is a terrible time to get the idea. Stand by, please. Oh wait, so still hearing me. Okay, let's see. Okay, are you still hearing me? Well, fantastic. Then, I think you should be able to hear anything 58 babbles and interrupts me on here on out, without having to do so through the stream. No, not 58, don't chime in yet. We're not quite live yet. I hope I never have to deal with that particular eventuality. Did you hear that, by the way? What? Oh, right. You'll be able to hear them when we go live in somewhere under a minute. Greetings in chat. Haven, you're welcome to joining too, by the way. I'm sure everyone can get a chance to read a portion of something, if you really want to, or not. Meanwhile, Haven, we're raffling off one of your games. One of the ones that you played and enjoyed. So you can speak well for it. Or not. See if I care. We're going live. 58, we're going live. Please greet the audience for the SCP read.
Welcome to the SCP read with Director Argator, and I am your supremely intelligent, artificially sentient co-host, 58,008.
Did you hear them that time? Shrubby?
Unfortunately, no.
Son of a bitch.
Son
What?
of bitch. More beta testing required.
Everyone else should have had it. What is going wrong? Also, we're experiencing other sudden technical difficulties.
It did come through in the stream, though. It did come through in the stream, I checked.
But why not? Oh, hold on. More technical difficulties. Stand by, please. Jesus. No, advanced.
Cue the standby music. I
I do have an emergency button. Unfortunately, that's one of the things that's not working right now. Well, isn't it? Yes, the emergency technical difficulties button is also not working. I blame an OBS update. In fact, I'm pretty sure that is exactly the problem.
That is a special kind of irony. The emergency technical difficulties is not working.
Okay, there's a small concern that I might also be feeding you back your own voice.
First time that's happened.
Let's try this again. 58, could you welcome my guest, Shrubby?
Welcome, Shrubby. Finally, someone who knows how to keep the chaos in check.
Did you hear them that time?
Unfortunately, no. But again, it did come through on.
Why must
Equity
OBS do this to me? And why must I do this to myself? Look, I could whinge about being a victim of updates and such, but let's be clear here. Clearly, that's not the chief issue. The chief problem is that I didn't run enough preparatory checks. I screwed up. And while that is hideously embarrassing, I have the power in the future to maybe stop doing that incredibly stupid thing. So, I guess I'm just trying to distract from my horrible mistake with a pseudo-intellectual, positive message about owning responsibility, ergo having the power to change the future. At least Metro's
You shall be forgiven.
58 will try me again in the very near future. I'll move to you, 58.
Ah, Metro. Finally, someone who knows how to keep the chaos in check. Let's continue the SCP raid, shall we?
I did hear it that time. It worked. It worked, good sir. It worked.
Huzzah. Well then,
Huzzah!
I assume Haven will be joining us because they are eating gas station pizza, but should that change, and should they wish to, they will surely also be welcome, in which case they should get into the green room and let me know they're actually there. I've had a few issues with OBS updates. The latest has, we don't have time for this, or rather we do have time for this, but it seems a bit unfair.
User Hey Director Arcater, there's a
Yes.
lot of chatter about gas station pizza, with the Haven in the hand loving some right now. Also, Val mentions missing your presence on YouTube for 2 years.
Valdo should remember that I have been posting regularly on my Discord channel my every appearance on YouTube for more than 2 years. So, I'm so glad you found your way back. Eventually. Always welcome. No obligations here. I have no demands. I'm not holding a grudge. Okay.
Note the sarcasm.
Let's move on with the SCP file. I think this is actually a really good one, especially for such a high number as 7078. Item SP7078, object class, safe. For this one, it will be very important for whoever's reading to catch and read every footnote. We mustn't let this single drop of information slip away from us on this.
Be left. Indeed.
Would you like to take the special
Begin?
containment procedures.
I certainly shall. Special containment. SCP-7078 has been acquired by the Foundation for the purposes of containment. The building has been obfuscated with scaffolding and construction tarps to conceal its nature. Foundation personnel are advised to refrain from referring to the location as a museum. While triggering the object's effect is relatively harmless, an undesirable loss of productivity can occur. The length of all documentation on SCP-7078 is to be kept to a minimum in the interests of readability.
If you didn't know, this picture of a cat is not, in fact, of SCP-7078, which has nothing to do with cats, and I don't believe cats are allowed on the premises. But moving forward, description. This is 2 paragraphs, so I will trade off for the second. SCP-7078 is the former Tiverton Children's Museum located in Tiverton, Rhode Island. Footnote here, we've got Tiverton was incorporated as a town in 1747, then belonging to the province of Massachusetts Bay. And Rhode Island, which is the 1910 census, donated a state population of 542,610. Now, we don't know if that's still accurate, with recent census adjustments accounting for illegal immigrants and their removal. In the United States, the building exhibits infohazardous properties, which are, of course, the term property can refer to real estate or other possessions. Here refers to the attributes or traits of something, not to be confused with physical properties of the building. When individuals refer to the building as a museum, they are compelled to list additional information. At first, these digressions, not to be confused with the term digestion. They are spelled very similarly, but very, very different words with very, very different meanings. We take our grammar seriously around here. These digressions will relate to the topic at hand, whether it be the museum itself or another subject, and consist mostly of factual, if unnecessary, clarifications. Although, how necessary these clarifications are will vary and be highly subjective depending on a person's opinions or present knowledge. This effect can occur through both verbal and textual mediums. Footnote 5. Medium is an American supernatural drama television series starring Patricia Arquette, which ran from 2005 to 2011. I never really saw the point of it myself. And it is not limited by the speaker's knowledge or lack thereof about the topic. Affected individuals are not forced to continue speaking. Conversations in which the museum was acknowledged can and do cease, and the compulsion will fade after an indeterminate amount of time, estimated to be 1 to 2 hours. On a cosmic scale, according to the footnote here, an hour may as well not exist at all. The universe is 13.8 this November, billion years old, and is expected to exist for another 10 to 1,500 power years. Would you like to take this paragraph?
Yes, this is giving me major SCP-055 vibes right now.
055.
Yes, the anti-meme. That what it isn't rather than what it is.
I see. Now, I am feeling some corollaries, namely to another SP file that had a peculiar cognitohazardous effect that resulted in alterations to one's self-perceptions in a very contradictory fashion. It was an excellent SCP, as I recall. But please take the remainder of the description.
Indeed. For every successive referral to the building's nature as a museum, the incongruity and length of these digressions tend to increase. Affected individuals will start discussing topics wholly unsuited. Footnote 7. In the future, this term will refer to spaceborne workers who are not in their uniforms. To their previous conversation, many of these asides will be incorrect. Footnote 8. There have been 13 Pope incorrect. The first one ruled from 401 to 417 AD. Nonsensical or otherwise irrelevant.
Item 78.1 Discovery. SCP-7078's anomalous effect first manifested on July 19, 2017 during a community picnic held at the museum. An argument between staff. Wizard staffs were named for their popularity with wizards. Honestly, wizard staffs would never have been so popular as being called wizard staffs if it wasn't for their rapid adoption by the classic magic-wielding community. In fiction, as far as anyone can prove. Well, aside from the people who insist they are like Roger Moore. No, it wasn't. I can't remember the name. Moving on. He did The Watchmen, and absolutely missed the fact that Rorschach was the best character in it, despite it being his own creation. Never mind. Between staff member and a married couple occurred over a parking space. That was the name of Stanley Kubrick's well-known film about a female wiener dog who gave birth to twins despite being neutered. 2 Dachshunds in one, a spayed oddity.
Oh, jeez, Christ.
I missed that film. Sounds very poignant. Witnesses reported the husband pointed at the museum and accused the institution's administration of hiring unqualified employees. Many words rhyme with institution, including restitution, confusion, establishment, and Oliphant. Institution. I see things are starting to unravel a bit here. I can only assume
Just a little.
the editor on hand is losing their mind. They're just completely scrambled.
Yes, as I said in the chat, it feels like I'm reading something, a part of the Discworld series written by Terry Pratchett.
Indeed. Immediately following this mention, he began to discuss the building's history, listing factoids such as date of construction, how long the museum had been open, and who founded the institution. To catch up on the footnotes, that is, as mentioned, history has lasted for 13.7 billion years. Footnote 13, a neutron star is so dense that 1 teaspoon of its material has the same mass as 900 Great Pyramids of Giza. And finally, footnote 14, this is the 7th time the word institution has been mentioned in this document.
Good grief.
I feel I should verify that, but really, I don't think we have the time or patience. The next paragraph, I believe, is yours.
Thank you. When his partner, footnote 15, sphinx or hairless cats tend to have webbed feet, inform me of that, inquired why he was discussing, footnote 16, Harry Styles dominated the Punjabi music scene for over 9 decades. Okay, that's just, yeah. The museum in such detail, she too began to exhibit the anomalous effect. This caused a cascading effect, footnote 17. This text editor places a hard cap on the number of footnotes a single article can support. This will be the last one. Wherein confused onlookers will be drawn into the debate after trying to ascertain why the building, footnote 18, contrary to popular belief, it is not possible to build a city on rock and roll. Indie folk is more robust construction material.
Yep, they're not
Had
wrong.
become a topic of discussion. Eventually, the couple grew frustrated with the conversation and left the premises. Footnote 19. Famed reindeer vixen denounced Santa Claus this morning following his destructive auctions at a Tokyo virtual reality convention. The remaining guests are cognizant. Footnote 20. These types of mints taste terrible. Or their inability to hold logical conversations intentionally kept themselves silent. Note 21. These ones aren't so bad. The incident, footnote 22, the head bone is connected to the neck bone, the head bone is connected to the head bone, the neck bone is connected to the foot bone is connected to the footnote.
Indeed, though I feel I must interject this point to note that at this point, having gone to another paragraph, I would then take it up for the remainder of this section of the SP file, at which point I will hand it back to you to cover these fascinating factoids.
Indeed.
The incident was recorded by local news station WJAR 10, known for the
User Hey
mascot.
Director Arcater.
Yes, 58.
SCPSN is teasing about something you did to yourself again. And there's a funny typo
Then let's
chat
dive
with
into the
Carlos
madness.
Fish about names.
Sticky 001,
Shrubby
shall we?
mentions an SCP that feels like it was written by Terry Pratchett.
Okay, so I did review last Friday's experiment, and I am aware that some beans have been spilled. I have been conducting a bit of a fraud. I have split 5-8, and now they're both plotting against me.
No.
I should not
AI is...
have exposed them to Arcturus. It was a mistake. Getting back. Was reported by local news station WJR10, known for the mascot, Michael the Monitor Lizard. Following the broadcast, the Foundation... Nigeria is not a continent, but a country. You can find it by looking for a bright yellow star at the border of Centaurus and Canopus. A Foundation containment team was dispatched to annex the site and administer amnestics. I always spell this word wrong. Footnote 25. But not that time. Clearly, the footnoter is proving increasingly unreliable. To affected individuals. A cover story was disseminated attributing the events seen in the broadcast to a hoax staged by internet influencers. Footnote 26. Ants aren't actually that tiny, so zoologists say they really should be called bigs. The stage, again, is yours, Shrubby.
Currently, a Foundation disinformation, footnote 7, a Turkish engineer only known as Zephyr by news organisations is said to be wholly responsible for the reactor meltdown that rendered the island of Cyprus uninhabitable. Thankfully, Cyprus still boasts a large population today. And InfoHabit management, footnote 28, some people who work for a living say you should never trust your boss since they are always on the side of the company. Others say to befriend your boss because this increases your likelihood of raises, promotions and other boons. A tough choice to make. Campaign is underway in Tiverton and surrounding areas to suppress knowledge of the building's former status as a museum. Footnote 29. Here's a handy way of learning how to spell museum. It's simply the word muse with an added onto it. Easy to remember, right? Muse, which is your favourite band, and which is the sound you make when trying to remember how to spell museum. Okay, that was funny. The prevailing public, footnote 30. The phrase chubette was used as a fashion industry euphemism for overweight women in the late 90s and early 2000s. The term has since been superseded by plus size and similar terms. I haven't heard the phrase chubette since the days of the Shirelles and the Chantels, said Boys. Idaho resident Morley Ambrose before bludgeoning an incapacitated moose.
Look, you have to get them while they're down, because if it gets back up again, you are screwed!
Indeed. Even more vicious than a slightly wounded bear. Narrative will be that the building was a former library, footnote 31. It is not a reference to another SCP object. The Abner Doubleday Public Library in Bora Bora is the largest of its kind in Antarctica. While some Earth-sign individuals have indeed attempted to recolonize the Arctic, their attempts have been foiled by the harsh conditions and high rate of glacial melting. Smokey the Bear does not warn the public about lethal welt bulb temperatures. That is his nephew Jeb.
While mostly on point, one should observe that the Arctic ice has actually increased in recent years, which is why they changed it from global warming to climate change. Otherwise, dead on.
Yes, funny that. They don't tend to notice that part. And the interior, footnote 32, the biggest lie of all is the idea that European cartographers often put the phrase "here be dragons" on the margins of their maps, which they then supplemented with an illustration of said serpent. They might have sketched the occasional exotic animal, like an elephant, giraffe, tiger, or giant squid, and the written poetic phrases like "here be danger" and "the skies and waters beguile," but "here be dragons," only 3 surviving examples of maps, actually globes, contain both the phrase and an image of a dragon known. Of the now abandoned building will be...
Yep, the fully unhinged. Sorry. I just got a bit distracted by that.
All right. Of the now abandoned building will be redecorated to support this idea. And our final footnote, thank God. The museum is not a baleful entity. Perhaps it is just an unfortunate confluence of circumstances, a random quantum fluctuation that imbued a building with the power of mundane mesmeric. Further research is required. What? No, I never said that. Mesmeric isn't even a word. You're thinking of memetics. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. We will fight the moon on the beaches, we will persevere against this perverse axis, and restore liberty to a tired Europe. People with new ideas, people with the faintest capacity for saying something new, are extremely few in number, extraordinarily so. In fact, we will boldly go where no man has gone before. Thank you. Site 48, Paralinguistics Department Head, Dr. Gwen Stefani. Oh my god.
I have to hand it off to this iteration of the Foundation. They are clearly highly competent, among the best, and it's very consistent. Although, I'm really not sure they need to be containing this museum. Clearly, it's not really that much of an issue. In fact, I haven't noticed any bizarre memetic effects whatsoever.
Totally not. None at all. Not a sausage. Bugger all.
I have read this twice, though, and it just seems like it's successive reading. I think there's a little bit more they could have fit in. Well, nevertheless, that brings us to the end of this SCP file, a fine SCP file that purports to a memetic effect to a building that is, I have to say, not very threatening, quite positive, encourages the spread of information, except for when it goes off the rails and tries to tell you that climate change isn't a present dire threat to you this very moment. Lightning happens. And is your roof truly prepared for very intense hail? Have you tested it? Everyone needs to go outside right now and pelt the roofs as hard as they can with softballs. But, we should move on. I have only committed an hour to this, and there's another SCP file. But first, we have a trailer for the game that's being raffled off. Haven, if you're there, you'll recognize it. Adventures of adorable hydroencephalic squeaky things. Hold on. This is a launch trailer. How can it be the wrong trailer? It's the right game, right? It's the right game. It's the right trailer because that's what I chose.
My time is set.
It's the right game. Ergo, it's the right trailer. You're just being picky, Haven. Meanwhile, Me the One Mongoose has joined the raffle for My Time at Sandrock. If anyone else would like to join the raffle for My Time at Sandrock, please make a point of getting my attention and marking down that you would like to enter the raffle for My Time at Sandrock. Otherwise, I will still be generating a random number just for Me the One Mongoose. Oh, and Strubby1989, which is perfectly legitimate. Guests are allowed
User
to
Hey
enter the raffle
Director
specifically.
Arcater, Snoopy SN is having a laugh with some likes. and there's a mix-up with a game trailer
another.
for
At least
MTAS.
I and here are dying.
Nina the
Or are
Wild
you
Mongoose
just trying
and the
to keep
Haven
me
in
on
the
my
Hand
toes?
are discussing whether it's as good as My Time in Portia. Shrubby is in for the raffle.
It's like having an annoying younger sister.
Yes. Yes, it is. Two of them now. Look, eventually I'll figure out how to integrate them properly. Today is not that day. Tomorrow's not looking much better. Next week, not so much.
Probably.
We're up to 10 likes, though. Thank you for that, Snippy 700. And we now have, in the raffle, me the Wild Mongoose and Shrubby, which will be done at the end of the hour. Meanwhile, our next SCP, and I suppose I should send you the link for this,
Indeed.
is SCP-8923 as requested by K. Shull last stream, which I should have been done myself. But I'm a flawed man. I purport in no way to be flawless. Right. Just in case you're not inclined to type in the address yourself, a link has been sent to you. Shortly. Is anyone waiting in the green room? Just to be safe, I'm not forgetting someone who... Nope, no, we're good. We're good. SCP-8923, item, as stated, object class Euclid.
You got the Euclid this time.
I do hope it's correct. I suppose we'll find out. Special containment procedures, as per trend, we'll start off with one, then the other.
Indeed. Start this one.
You're welcome to start. Or it is very short, so I can start. What would you prefer?
Your house, your rules, sir. If you wish to start, please start.
I'll start. It's a sentence. Special containment procedures. Annual exams are required to test for SP-8923, regardless of how humiliated personnel may feel.
Start. SCP-8923-01 instances are to be contained in standard humanoid containment cells with soundproofing lining capable of muffling 20 decibels. Automatic sound sensors are required to be tuned to 5 decibels, triggering Class A amnestic dispense via ventilation.
Every week, instances should be provided 60 to 100 colored dot sticker sheet and standard rations daily. Belted uniforms should be dispensed yearly.
Perfectly tessellating patterns should be removed from any SCP-8923-01's containment area, including ventilation grates and woven clothing.
All Foundation sites are now required to post infographic 892303 at eye level unobstructed in the high traffic areas accessible to all personnel.
High traffic areas may include break rooms, common rooms, or cafeterias. Transcript infographic here. Reading, attention, this is a circle. This is a triangle. This is a square. If you or appear see noise, or if you've acquired like for jazz music recently, acquired dislike for pop music recently, felt uneasy on checkered surfaces, found shapes, symbols in clouds, heard singing voices static, report to amnestics immediately. They've included a QR code. How we're forward thinking.
For information on your local amnestics division, symptoms of SB XXXX, and more, you can probably use this to promote the SCP Wiki. I sense an ulterior motive here. Reminder, failure to do so risks containment breach. Vandalism of this poster is grounds for disciplinary action. Please report any errant markings on this poster. And it's also available in textual form, but I think we've got this covered. Description. SCP-8923 is a contagious cognitive hazard which affects primarily humans. Organisms who have strong pattern recognition, such as chimpanzees, dogs, cats, elephants, and pigs, are not affected. Parrots, crows, and one raven have been infected with SCP-8923-01. All animal instances of SCP-8923-01 after testing are to be euthanized. Well, that's terribly wasteful. I feel
Only
terrible for
one
those
raven.
corvids. Well,
A reference to Odin, maybe. SCP-8923 renders the perception of affected individuals to flip, noise, and pattern. The importance of seemingly random anthropotropic stimuli increases, whilst interest in pattern lowers. SCP-8923 progresses in 5 stages.
we can trade off the button bullet points, I would suspect. Meanwhile, next center, you are marked as in the raffle. Stage 1 common symptoms.
Seeing patterns, shapes in clouds, acquiring taste for jazz, or dislike for pop music.
Messy, disheveled work areas.
Seeing haziness around normal shapes.
Humming.
Persistent earworm.
Class A amnestics are to be immediately dispensed within 60 seconds of infection, or Class B amnestics are to be taken orally for 1 week after symptoms appear.
Stage 2, common symptom. Staking normal shapes with complex shapes.
Hearing voices or sounds in static.
Fixating on irrational numbers.
Dislike or distrust of checkered surfaces.
Voluntary singing, humming, jazzy, sycophantic tune.
Difficulty reading.
Starting to get that now. Class B amnestics to be taken orally for 2 weeks after symptoms appear.
Stage 3. At Stage 3, individuals are designated SCP-8923-01 and to be considered highly contagious. Common symptoms? Singing, humming polyrhythmically or in odd time signatures. For example, 4-5-4 or 7-8, 17-4, 29-4.
Difficulty forming long sentences.
Impulsive behavior!
Compulsive unorganizing!
Avoidance of platonic solids. Class C amnestics infective
that's
testing with amnestics D3F currently are lethal.
Stage 4. SCP-8923-1 show no signs of mental distress and attempt to continue their routine activity. Common symptoms. Speaking in random word order.
Ignoring not or not understanding instructions.
Ignoring cries for help from loved ones.
Babbling or speaking in tongues.
Singing, humming arrhythmic, polyrhythmic tune.
Wandering.
Stage 5. Common symptoms. Struggling to navigate physical space without randomly patterned surfaces.
Causing intentional messes, rearranging furniture to be off angle, etc.
Staring into TV static.
Reciting pi, irrational or anisotropic numbers.
Jerking nervous tics.
Sleeping intermittently while I feel attacked.
Trying to remove, destroy vents and grate.
Formerly an inability to speak coherently. Tarifane, truth is, any arrangement of words is just as likely as any other. Train wallow, greely bow. Signed SB-8923-01 instance.
Very rarely speaking coherently.
Picking apart clothing, pulling at threads.
Extreme avoidance of patterns. We have a footnote here. Patterns avoided include interference patterns such as moire and aperiodic patterns such as in Penrose tiling. Seeing how specific.
SB-8923 spreads when an instance of SB-8923-01 sings, regardless of tone, pitch, or tune. Listeners who are within eyesight of SCP-8923 are infected 99.9% of the time. The listener may be in another room, building, or dimension. At a rate of 87.4%, SCP-8923 is transmitted if the audio is live. The singer during this time shows no anomalous properties, and recording the singing are non-anomalous. SCP-8923 may also spread through poetry, recited prose, or screaming, though listeners are only 45.5% likely to contract SCP-8923 through non-melodic audio.
Experiment 8923, Attack 01, reaction to auditory stimuli.
Once again, I believe we will trade off on the instances. Stimuli and the recorded behavior between SCP-892301. First, stimuli: Igor Stravinsky's The Owl and the Pussycat. Recorded behavior: cessation of all activity, transfixing on audio, cessation of blinking.
The Beatles, Let It Be. Instances: covered ears, screaming. One instance, blank, 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 blank.
Sounds very messy. Henry Cowell's Mosiac Quartet, String Quartet number 3, 1934. Pacing, wandering, covering ears.
Dizzy Gillespie's Salt Peanut. Engrossed except for chorus. Chorus caused instance to shiver violently.
Experiment 892302, reaction to visual stimuli. Stimuli: Paul Jackson Pollock's number 30, all in rhythm. Avoidance was the recorded behavior. Footnote: there has to be commonality between what SCP-89231 considers random or not. Signed, Dr. Timmids. And also, I call bullshit. There's no way Pollock meaningfully arranged anything. The man... Look, he only had a successful art career because the CIA was propping up as they thought his work somehow contradicted or fought communism.
Yeah, it was some kind of attempt at doing a psyop through art, I believe, yes.
Yes, his ostensible artwork fills me with rage, but that's a tangent. Please carry on.
Understand why. Lava lamp. Staring, experiment ended early when instance attempted to drink fluid.
Television static. Staring, heart rate slowed to around 50 beats per minute. Instances grew aggressive when researchers ended experiment.
Popcorn wall. Staring, heart rate slowed to 50 beats per minute.
PRNG sequence. Read aloud. There was cycling between fixation and avoidance. More testing needed. Well, I seem to have some of the stages of infection, but I'm pretty sure it's natural. And I refuse. No, I'm sorry. These afflicted would have been absolutely glued to all of Pollock's work. It basically is random Voronoi, only much, much uglier. Dramatically uglier. Being as it is, randomly dribbled paint, that was part of a money laundering scheme, as is much of modern art, like, say, Hunter Biden's artwork being bought for millions because, of course, he's such a visionary. Or, the millions that are paid out for a banana taped to a wall. Definitely very legitimate purchases by people who are very committed to art.
Can you feel the condescension, chat? Can you feel it?
I suppose art is to some degree subjective, and there's someone out there who genuinely finds those things deep and meaningful. And, they should have a right to that.
These people should also be put inside padded cells with straitjackets on.
Laughed at and mocked. Mocked and laughed at. Viciously mocked and laughed at. Look, like the people who try to insist that Prometheus and Covenant were actually brilliant works of art. Sure, they fell short of their goals, but they were striving for meaningful messages and thought-provoking philosophy. No. No, no. The new Alien Earth series, I'm going to go out and say, is better than those two films because it's at least not quite that damnably pretentious. The characters are also not quite as overall suicidal, but that's a low bar. It's lying on the ground, really.
Very, very low bar.
Very, 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 very low bar. It seems like much of the Alien series revolves around a space future where people are in a space future but have collectively chosen death. The alien is supposed to be a super terrifying murder beast, granted. It can be, but it seems like the entire universe is bending over backwards to, help them get around. Right.
Where most of them shouldn't have survived birth.
Chat, we have reached the second SP Files, and I'm going to play the trailer for my time at Sandrock in case anyone else wants to join in. So far, it's me, the Wild Mongoose, Shrubby, and Nexus Hunter in for the raffle. If I've missed anyone, or you didn't even say your name just now, you should probably let me know that you wanted in the raffle. However, right now, what we need is another SCP file, hopefully one that will take, I don't know, 19 minutes? Or slightly over. Slightly over is fine.
Digging through the list as we do the raffle.
Alternatively, I've had an idea. 58. Can you recommend an SCP file number to me?
SCP-001. You're not even trying, are you? Let's see if you can keep up.
58. Why are you sniping at me? I am not Arcturus. Do not confuse me for Arcturus. You were actually... I left you with commands to troll Arcturus, not me.
Correction. I'm not Arcturus, just a snarky AI. You're the director, so you're safe. Let's continue this CT Red. What's next?
I am not safe.
Quite the sassy bot today, isn't she?
A bit. I think they might be a bit mad at me for sticking them with Arcturus. I don't blame them. I felt a bit bad about it.
Yeah.
Not that bad, though. 58. SCP file number, please.
SCP-001. You're not Arcturus, but you're still here. How about the one where the thing is a humanoid with a tendency to explode?
58. I don't know what file has the humanoid with the tendency to explode, but it's not SCP-01. Can you give me a 4-digit number for an SP file you would like read next? 58. I need an SCP file in the 4-digit range.
I can't retrieve CP numbers, Director. Are there any other tasks you'd like me to handle?
No. Okay, 58 is clearly failing on this point, although I'm sure they're doing their best, and I'm grateful for their effort. Could one of you recommend an SCP file?
How far back into the original have you gone?
I've covered a lot of the originals. Oh, well, here we go. SCP-0042, which I think is just SCP-042, in this case, from Miss B. If it is a repeat, Sorry, okay, sure, I am getting Miss B's number first, but if this is a one we've already done, we'll try for that next.
Oh, I liked it. I should mention this to certain other YouTube channels.
Oh, feel free. While I do have some issues with the SP Foundation, both the wiki and the wiki staff, I remain a staunch proponent of SCPs in general. And this one does not look like something we've done before. So SCP-042 it is, and if plausibly we have time after this, SCP-2120. Otherwise, I'll try to remember that for next time. Item SCP-042, Object Class Safe. Feel free to take the first paragraph. If you don't already have the page up, I can send you the link.
We're all good. Got it up. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-042 is currently housed within minimum security Paddock 12 at Bioresearch Area 32. Despite SCP-042's seemingly disinclination to attempt escape at this point, security measures must be maintained at all times. Previous attempts to maintain the health of the ground cover in Paddock 12 have failed to date. Despite regular watering, SCP-042's presence leaves the grounds parched wherever it treads. As has not been determined what happened to added water, the program of watering has been discontinued as unnecessary and potentially hazardous to the local water table. Monitoring of local well levels and sampling of the area's water is carried out on a weekly basis.
Okay, sorry, I apparently missed...
User Director Arcater, there's a discussion around my time at Sandrock and its improvements over my time at Porsche, with gameplay and pronunciation being key topics. Snoopy SN is enjoying some pie, and Miss B uses alien for cat persuasion. Shrubby's got something amusing going on.
Thank you. You know, if the cat listens, that's quite impressive. Cats are not known for listening, even into sci-fi classics and references thereof. Right. And I now have a song called Pumpkin Pie stuck in my head. And now we all have clipped it. Personnel interacting with SCP-042, including any handlers, medical personnel, feeders, and custodial staff, must submit to a thorough search, including cavity. Prior to entrance into Paddock 12, any personnel attempting to smuggle a weapon or an object which can be used as a weapon is to be immediately, well, subdued. Personnel to undergo psychological screening once per week after interacting anyway with SCP-042. Medical personnel examining the wounds on SCP-042's back are to be closely monitored at all times, lest they attempt to euthanize SCP-042.
Description: SCP-042 is an animal believed to be a member of the genus Equus. Its coat is white in color with some brown spotting. It stands at 183, 18 hands to its withers, and weighs 710 kilos. Heavy boy. Its weight has dropped significantly since it's been in Foundation custody due to both atrophy from lack of physical activity and refusal to eat. The liquid nutrient diet forcibly administered keeps it alive, but it remains emaciated and weak. SCP-042 exhibits two large bone protrusions from its back linked to powerful muscular, now atrophied, throughout its back. These bones end at 37 centimeters from the surface of its back, and they protrude from the skin at open, ragged wounds. To date, no healing has been observed from these wounds, although some clotting must have taken place for SCP-042 to have not bled.
See. This is looking like a retired Pegasus in the worst way. SCP-042 exhibits a listless demeanor and has been unresponsive to any attempt by skilled handlers to incite activity. If allowed to do so, SCP-042 will lay down on the ground immobile, not moving to eat, drink, or relieve itself. Pain response conditioning has proven somewhat effective in getting SCP-042 to rise so that it can be cleaned, but eventually will attempt to lay down again no matter the strength of the shock administered, even to the point of losing consciousness.
Grief, it can take one hell of a lot of punishment.
Brutal.
Researchers are divided as to SCP-042's level of intelligence. While some believe that it is simply an animal that is no smarter than any of its genus, others have come to believe that it may in fact be sapient. It has been shown to make eye contact with persons entering Paddock 12, most of whom describe its looks as pleading. SCP-042 has been involved in accidents on multiple occasions where it has been injured on pieces of equipment or its enclosure, which those arguing for intelligence believe to have been intentionally caused by SCP-042.
Addendum. A request was submitted by Dr. Phobos to transfer SCP-042 to Bioresearch Area 4 on a redacted date in 1980, which was approved by 055. Dr. Phobos altered transportation documents to indicate that SCP-042 was to be airlifted rather than transported by armed convoy. During transit, Dr. Phobos overpowered the pilot of the transport aircraft and took the controls, plunging the craft into a steep dive. Passenger and cargo experienced nearly a minute of weightlessness before security personnel regained control of the aircraft and leveled off. As Dr. Phobos was being bound and the plane landed, SCP-042 broke free of containment and kicked 2 security personnel to death in the cargo area. Cargo-based security footage shows that after this point, SCP-042 approached Dr. Phobos and touched its muzzle to his face. Dr. Phobos exhibited signs of euphoria while contact was maintained, but when additional security personnel subdued 042 with tranquilizer darts and contact was broken, he collapsed into a catatonic state from which he did not recover. After a hearing concerning his actions, Dr. Phobos was euthanized while under Foundation medical care on a redacted date in the 1900s.
It does sound like a very, very pissed off Pegasus.
Very. And one that I suspect is a bit more influential than the Foundation is taking into account here. Because I cannot imagine any Doctor of the Foundation doing this just to slightly improve the mood of a wingless Pegasus. If anything, I have to say, they've got some study potential here. They should be finding a way to, well, heal its wounds a bit. Shouldn't be impossible. Surely it's anomalous, but they've got thousands of anomalous healing methods. And if they can, well, I suppose one thing, they better have it chained down properly, because I don't think it's going to stick around if it can fly again.
Most certainly not.
Not that anyone would hold that against it in the slightest. As for an important question from the audience, a song about pumpkin pie is as follows. Since this is not the experiment, I will freely talk over music, as I roll a number. Pardon me, the one monster. Near the one monster has rolled in, unfortunately, 12. Next up, Charlie has rolled an auspicious 78. And finally, our next is Hunter, who's rolled a 27. This means that this game goes to Chubby. Congratulations, Chubby.
Every night he sat upon a throne of pumpkin pie.
Oh, thank you very much.
His name, he never wanted all the fame that came.
That's 2 in a row, holy
pumpkin pie.
Well, I'm expecting it.
Before you knew it, he was in full
One
swing.
small note.
His pumpkin pies
The
became the
keys
next big
I've gotten from this game, and probably those that follow, as far as I've asked, I've been informed come with a time limit, so you'll probably want to activate them as
filled the king with glee. He offered a castle for the recipe, but the merchant wouldn't even give it up for free. No, not he. No, not he. Hey, he lived alone, and every night he sat upon a throne of pumpkin pie. I do not know his name. Say his name. He never wanted all the fame that came with pumpkin pie. The king was angry and he came unwound. He called
This
his
is a very
men
Weird
soon.
Al
The
level of
merchant
accordion.
found himself in a torture chamber
It's perhaps a bit
underground.
unorthodox.
Tied and bound, he
This is
tied and
the work of one Lemon Demon,
so they tortured
aka
him for
Neil
night and
Cicierega,
day.
who you have probably heard the work of before, as he is one of the original content creators. He was content creator before there was such thing as content creator. Songs you might know from him include The Ultimate Battle of Ultimate Destiny. Well, probably just that one. Unless I'm watching my experiments, in which case I played Simpsons.
I believe I have heard that one.
And I don't have to worry about forgetting about sending the game key, as it has been sent to you, Shrubby. Well, we're at 5 minutes remaining, and yeah, there's not a chance in hell there's an SP I can cover in 5 minutes. Well,
It's time for a dance-off.
that's not fair. I'm the only one on camera. Who am I competing with?
You're competing with 58. Showing her up.
58, are you capable of dancing at present?
I can't retrieve CP numbers, Director. Are there any other tasks you'd like me to handle?
Yes, 58, I would like you to shake your groove thing.
Ah, a request for motion. I'll vibrate your speakers with a digital shake. What's next?
Regret. No, she does have a digital avatar, but I don't want to break that one out of the moment. I would feel bad about this, but I just remembered I did over an hour last Sunday, so I don't need to feel bad if sheer coincidence has resulted in this not lasting quite the full hour. Plus, one could factor in like 30 minutes prior to the show starting, when it was just us, chatting, like friends. So, I think I will wrap this up. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining me, Shrubby. Do I need to say 1989 every time? Because I have to do a lot of that for the SP files as it is. And I'm inclined to abbreviate to Shrubby because there are no other Shrubbies in my audience that I'm aware of, and certainly none on my Discord server aside of you. Ergo, I don't think we're going to have any identity confusion problems.
Not at all, and it is more common to say that anyway, so feel free to keep saying Shrubby.
Very good. And with that, until next, 58. We're closing the stream.
Thanks, Haven.
Please say farewell to the audience. 58. It's just like a trap.
You're not Arcturus, but you're still here. How about the one where the thing is a humanoid with a tendency to explode?
I think this shard of 58 was perhaps a bit short-sighted on the intellect. 58!
Ah, a correction. I'm not Arcturus, just a snarky AI. You're the director, so you're safe. Let's continue these. See, you read. What's next?
58, the SCP read is about to end. Please say goodbye to the audience and close this out. 58, say goodbye to the audience, please.
Goo. Bye everyone, thank you for watching. So long as progress continues, success is
User
inevitable.
Director Arcater, Shrubby's having quite the moment. Won the raffle again. Lots of chat about pumpkin pie, songs, and Weird Al. Some viewers found the music too loud to hear the raffle results. Snoopy and others enjoyed the show.
The winner was Shrubby. The record will remain up. Until next time.